Hi everybody, it's Karen. How are you? Let's see. Today is a question and answer day. I got a wonderful question from a young woman on my community text. If you are not a part of that community, please join. My number is in my bio, and it's a great way to connect with me directly and quickly. And this young woman contacted me about her father, and I really appreciate this question. I get quite a few of these. It seems like I talk a lot to parents of alcoholics and addicts, but I also have spent quite a bit of time talking to the children of alcoholics. And this particular woman is 17, so she's not, she's not a child anymore. Because of her situation, I believe she's an old soul. So she is 17, and she's concerned about her parent, who comes from an alcoholic family and is an alcoholic themselves. And she loves her parent very, very much, and is very, very worried about them. And she only found out a few years ago that her parent was alcoholic, and that their parents were alcoholic and had been in treatment before. And her concern is this. She's found out, and she's very concerned. And I don't blame her, right? Her parent, it doesn't sound like her parent is in jeopardy. Consequences. I don't know how bad the consequences have got with her parent or not. I don't think that makes much difference with what I'm going to say to her. But consequences are really the thing that causes someone to finally get sober. Now, it sounds like your parent is not ready to do that. Or maybe they are, and you don't know it because you're the child. See, they might not want you to know what's going on in their head. So you've got to figure, if their own parents were sick and alcoholics, they have a pretty good idea something might be wrong. Now, if it's a livable, functional alcoholism, they might decide never to change. However, if they might be sick and tired. Your parent, actually, it sounds like they're older, but they're not. They're pretty young. That's a pretty young age. So they have the rest of their lives ahead of them. They probably have a good 20, 25 years left if they can get sober and take care of themselves. So, that being said, I don't know where your parent is on the scheme of things, but for you, this is the most important thing I can tell you. In my experience, myself, having people in my family that need help, or I think they need help, and I am concerned, there's a sense of powerlessness that I had to accept. I had to accept that everyone has their own path in life. And I love it that you know a little bit about your parents' childhood, because it was a long time before I even realized my mom had her own childhood and her own trauma and her own stuff going on. So it's good that you've already realized that your parent is human, right? And they have their own trauma and their own path. Now, the trick is, because you love them so much, you want to stay on your own path, right? You want to start your own recovery. That is the way you can make it possible for your parent to someday want to get recovery, because they're going to see you. You're going to take the lead, and you need the lead. The reason that you need the lead on this is that if you do not break the bond, the change, the disease, you are going to continue it. Now, you might think, well, I don't drink. Well, you don't drink yet. Okay, so children of alcoholics will either go one way or another. They will say, I'm never going to be like my parent, and then they are later down the road. Or they go the opposite direction, and I'm never going to be my parent, but they might seek out that person in a relationship. So there's dynamics there that happen, and they weave through the family tree. So you want to stop that from happening so you can get married and have a wonderful life. Maybe you don't want to get married, but whatever you want to do with your life, you can do it differently, and so could your children or your siblings' children, or you get the point. You're gonna arrest the disease by recovering yourself. Whether you are an alcoholic, you are the codependent. I know you're trying very hard not to enable and become your parent's parent. Very hard to do with an alcoholic addict. So this is what I'm going to suggest you do. Okay? I don't know if you've ever heard of ACOA. It's a group of people. It's kind of like an Al-Anon, except for it's the adult children of alcoholics that have a whole different bag of tricks and traumas that they have to deal with, being raised in an alcoholic home with alcoholic parents. And there is no one that is going to understand like another ACOA. So what I'd like to do, Al-Anon is also very good, but I think for you, it would be really interesting for you to dabble in some ACOA recovery ideas. So what I'm going to suggest to you first, because you're so open-minded, and it sounds like you're of the age that you would be on social media. So I'd like you to go to Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is you're on, and search out the hashtag ACOA, Adult Children of Alcoholics. I want you to do that, and I want you to see what comes up. And I want you to follow other members that are hashtagging ACOA. Okay, you might get some therapists that specialize in that. You might get some recovery centers that are going to post, but they all are posting information about this that you can start reading, and you're going to read this meme and go, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, right? It's going to pique your interest. So that's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to search out a hashtag ACOA. I also want you to search out hashtag Al-Anon, hashtag Codependency, hashtag Enabler. Check out those and start looking, start reading, right? And I love it. I love Instagram because they'll do those little slides where they say, okay, adult children of alcoholic, 5 things you need to know for the holidays. And you swipe it and it gives you 1, swipe 2. And they're just little bite-sized nuggets, and they're free, right? So that's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to start taking your eyes off of him and turning it towards you. First thing. And that's how I want you to do it. I want you to search out those hashtags, all right? I will put them in the comments of what they are. In fact, I'll hashtag those on here so you can see them. First thing I want you to do, we're going to take your eyes off of him and put it on you. And then I want you to look on those sites and see if any Al-Anon meetings come up. There's Al-Anon meetings on Zoom now. And I want you to go preferably to an ACOA meeting. I am going to send you a link. I'm on a Facebook group. Search out Facebook groups that are ACOA, right? And on those groups, there are people like you, just like you, that love their parents and they don't know how to help, right? And they've got their own trauma. That's you. So you're going to go on that Facebook group. I'm going to send you the link. That's the second thing. And they're going to post meetings all the time on Zoom. And I want you to start going to meetings. Now, I know you're probably very busy. You're probably going to school and you have other things. Just come on. What's 1 hour? Just try to go to a meeting once a week for 4 weeks. Just try that and get some new information in there. You might like it so much you go to a meeting every day. Now, they're going to start talking to you, right? They're not to you personally, but they're going to talk about their own experience, and that's going to get to you. You're going to start hearing things that you need to hear. The path will be made clear. That's what happens with recovery, is all you need to do is bring open-mindedness and willingness, and the action of just kind of doing the next indicated thing is like the yellow brick road. You know what I mean? The yellow brick road. It just unfolds in front of you, and it seems effortless, and it's apparent, right? What you're supposed to know, it starts coming to you. It's a spiritual experience, really. So just the fact you've reached out to me and I'm able to give you this information, the first thing I want you to do is follow those hashtags. The second thing I want you to do is join the Facebook ACOA Facebook group, okay? Then the third thing is pick out a meeting on there. Look at them. And meetings are funny. You can go to one and not like it. Might be an off day for them. Go a couple times, right? Here in the meeting, they'll talk about a meeting. Oh, the Wednesday night meeting is so great. I got so much out of it. Go to that meeting, right? Just start searching for the answers, and the answers will come to you. When the student's ready, the teacher appears, okay? That's the next thing. The third thing I want you to do is I will send you the link, but I want you to go through the 12 steps, okay? The Al-Anon 12 steps for codependency and powerlessness. It will help you in all areas of your life. It's amazing. And it will help you in all your relationships. It'll help you at work. It'll help you really. It's a wonderful process. It's a free step program that I put on and I do every so often. Well, I'm going to make that so you can tap on and do it in your own time frame on a Facebook group that I have set up. So I want you to go ahead and go through those 12 steps with me and then kind of regroup, right? So what will happen is your eyes will get off your dad or your parent, your parent, and they will go on you and your recovery. And as you start to change energetically, things start to shift, and they will notice your growth, and they will either get very interested, and then maybe they've been thinking about recovering themselves, and that might just be the thing that pushes them that way, right? Whatever it is and whatever happens, you're going to be okay because you're doing this over here. All right? You're going to be able to break the pattern in your family tree. And you're going to be able to love your parent whether they quit drinking or not. Okay? You're going to understand the illness. If you don't understand what alcoholism is and you think it's a drinking problem, I want you to watch some of my videos. Go to my YouTube and look for, I think it's called For the Loved Ones. There's a playlist called The Loved Ones. Go there and watch some of my videos, all free. Go on there and watch some videos about what alcoholism is, because you will understand it's a mental health issue. It's not a I don't love you issue. And it feels like I don't love you. If you love me, you would quit drinking kind of thing, but it's not. It's mental health issue. All right? So there are some concrete suggestions for you I want you to do. I'm going to send you some links. For the rest of you, I'll put the links as well in the comments of this video. And it wouldn't hurt you if you're in the same position to follow the same direction I just gave. I gave 4 different steps. Follow the hashtags. Join the Facebook group ACOA. Go to an Al-Anon meeting or ACOA meeting once or twice a week for 4 weeks. Go more if you can. Okay? And the 4th thing is you're going to go through the step program with me and get through the 12 steps so you have a better understanding of your own self so you don't recreate these relationships. I have done this with many, many people. It has worked for me in my own life. I suffer from codependency. You scratch an alcoholic, you get a codependent. And so that has been my next addiction that I've had to battle, is my addiction to people and power and being in control. So I want to share that with you. I've been able to help a lot of families and friends, and by doing that, it has changed their lives. Okay? So there is hope, all right? And you can love an alcoholic and addict while they're drinking or when they stop, okay? it's difficult either way. So even if your best dream, your best wish came true and your parent quit drinking, you would have to work on your relationship because dynamic changes. Okay, so let's just do this. Those 4 simple things, do those, boom, boom, boom. You can do it immediately as soon as we hang up. I want you to search out the hashtag ACOA, okay, and start to follow some of those people. All right, and let me know how you do. I'll send you some links. I love you, and thanks for your question. I hope that helped.